Hello there, I'm the Biz Manager and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Oh, problem breathing? I wonder why. Now, today we are going to continue working on our colony, which is still in these early stages, and we are also going to work towards something that is a me problem. No sounds? Okay, apparently today I am not entitled to building sounds. Okay, the problem has been fixed. In any case, as I was saying, today we have to take care of a problem that tends to be a base manager problem, not an oxygen non-included problem, and that is that I have poor planning skills. You probably noticed in the last playthrough that I have a tendency of building things on top of each other, and then I have to deconstruct those things to make room for the new things that I want to build. So, we are going to divert a tad bit from the traditional plan of going through the tech tree and building all the stuff to eventually break out of the initial biome, and I'm going to try and dig out as much as I can without damaging some structures that we have in here, because I would like to make, for example, over here we have several plants in a straight line. I would like to make a park in here. That would be great, if at all possible, of course. But yeah, today we are going to dig out as much as we can while being in the safety of the initial biome, so that I have enough space to start planning the luxury colony. That is going to involve taking this water into its water pit. Thankfully, we are getting into the abyssalite and getting into the end of the safe biome. We're going to put all of the water down here, put most of the machinery that we want to keep away from the luxury surroundings somewhere around here, because some machinery will be necessary. That's unfortunate, but that's the reality. And then hopefully we'll start working on some more permanent designs. I thought about giving each dupe their individual bed and bathroom. And as you might imagine, that is going to take a little bit of time. I figured that we should only start working on permanent accommodations for our dupes once we have a working industrial block with several cooling loops, so that we can have a way to manage our temperature, which is one of the many ways your colony can die. But that's very far away. Let's focus on today's objective. Okay, so in order for us to enhance the living experience of our dupes, we are going to focus on these three researches, so that we can provide bathrooms, which is the earliest commodity that one should give to their dupes. We need distillation to take the water sieve. We need improved plumbing for obvious reasons, and we need decontamination, not for taking care of the bathrooms, but because we should take care of the carbon dioxide that is accumulating in our base. It's just something very important to have early on. Otherwise, carbon dioxide can start building up in your base without you realizing, and then you will be locked out of certain parts of your base because it's going to be super far away, and your dupes will not be able to hold their breath long enough to reach that area. So, let's take care of... but at the same time, we need the liquid reservoir. So let's take care of this first, given that it is the common research between these two things that we need, and then we'll proceed to the next two researches. Wow, you really had to dig yourselves into a place you cannot live, right? The game would not be happy with us if it was not able to do that. Well, my friends, Cosman is really good at doing research. The one we set up to do is already done. We are moving on towards distillation, which means I'm pretty sure I already have bathrooms. I already have bathrooms available to me, yep. Which means we can start soon working on a public bathroom, for now at least. Something really temporary, because Well, I'm not going to have plastic anytime soon, but I can start working on the individual, let's call them apartment blocks, right? It's just going to be a personal bathroom with a shower, a toilet, and a sink, obviously. Then a room for the bed, and then what we are going to have is a internal elevator system inside of our colony. We are going to use the tube transport just to help the dupes go up and down inside of our base. We are going to use those just to make a small elevator. Of course, we are then going to make a separate system to move around the map, as we had in the previous colony. But we are going to make that small addition, and it's because that takes a lot of space that I kind of want to start, seeing what kind of space I have available to me before I go and plant permanent things that then need to be moved, like fridge and a kitchen and murder pits and stuff like that, that are extremely complicated to move, and I'd rather not do it. So, yeah. My quote-unquote design decision is going to be rather simple. In here, let me see, where is the point? I think that this is going to delineate the point that we are going to consider the lower levels of our base. Anything from this point upwards should be beautiful, nice, extremely comfortable, and all of those luxurious things that our dupes deserve. From this point down, we are going to hide all of the ugly things, like the transformers, emergency power, water savers, carbon dioxide filtering, all of those ugly things that Dupe don't want to look at, right? That is going to give us more than enough space. I'm going to use pretty much just this entire circle over here for living quarters. Oh, we have something for living quarters, for let's call it nighttime spaces for our dupes to enjoy themselves. Okay, so I already have the researches that I want. No, I'm still missing one. Let's go. That's the final one. Hopefully we'll be able to have those two systems running by today. And given that we got a blueprint, let's see what do we have. No one particularly good. Building, farming, or doctoring. Cooking, ranching, or doctoring. Tidying, and sand. All of these not really incredibly useful to us. Let me take a look. Yeah, we don't want anything. I'm going to take the sand because it's free stuff. That's stuff that doesn't exist in the game, and now, it was spawned into existence. By the way, when I say it doesn't exist in the game, I mean that particular object did not exist in the game until this point, right? There is plenty of sand to go around. Now guys, one thing that you need to be careful while doing this is you are thinning your atmosphere. As we can see in here, the atmosphere is very thin, even though it is carbon dioxide. That thinment of... I don't even know if that word is correct, but that phenomenon pretty much just made it so that the carbon dioxide had retreated into these lower levels, right? Which means our carbon dioxide thingy that was protecting our food is gone now. That's why I transferred the ration box over here, and it should be delivered at maximum priority, please. Because, the rotten stuff can stay, but the rest would be nice to be in a carbon dioxide atmosphere. However, always increase the level of your oxygen diffuser, because it is nice to keep it stocked with algae, so you don't thin your atmosphere so much that your dupes will choke and die. Oh no! Something terrible happened. The sand that was sticking, that was containing this, damn. There was a piece of sand over here, and it collapsed because of the weight of the water. God knows why it only collapsed now, but... okay. I mean, we can still, dig all of this out and have the water flow in here. I was just waiting until I had everything done. Apparently I can't wait. Huh. Well, but in any case, we got our research done. And that is the most important part. Because now we can start to set up those systems that I talked about earlier, and that they are of the utmost importance for your colony. Right now we have a carbon dioxide level really low. It was not super important to get it done right now. It is just that, well, let's just say it's better. It is for the best for you to implement these systems into your colony the second you have them available to you, so those problems that we spoke of don't run away from you, right? So I like to have at least one level of carbon dioxide in my base. You know, because carbon dioxide, believe it or not, is very useful for things. We could see that last season we needed some emergency carbon dioxide. We had it in our base, it was just to pipe it away. So this level should be carbon dioxide, which means our carbon dioxide skimmer, it's going to stay above it so that it doesn't pull carbon dioxide from here. You can also put it over here and put some automation to activate it when the level hits, for example, this spot. However, I just like to do it this way. Then, on top of this, in order to create a closed system that never needs any maintenance, we also need, let's go into refinement, a water saver, right? Let's pull this one the other way. In fact, this carbon skimmer is... Oh. I think this is the correct orientation. Yep. So, the carbon skimmer takes fresh water and turns it into polluted water. We are going to send that polluted water into the water sieve. The water sieve is then going to dump that refined polluted water, which, you know, turns into fresh water, into a liquid reservoir. Let's put the pipes in, like this, and then the liquid reservoir will provide the water to the water sieve. The only thing we need to do is prime the system. You can do it simply by providing water into the water sieve. Sorry guys, letting it work for a one cycle, let's say, pulling water from the main system, and then you cut this line off, and the system will be self-sustained forever. Like all the water that is consumed by the skimmer will be refunded to you. So you don't need to worry about it. Now, we are creating power-intensive systems, and because of that, we should work on our power systems. We need these two researchers, sound amplifiers, because we need a smart battery, an advanced power regulation, because we need the heavy watt wire, and the power transformer. You know, this is also nice, and this is also nice, but the things that we need the most are these three items. So let's start working towards them. We need a smart battery to regulate the coal generators so they don't run all the time. In order to build these, we need refined metals. Luckily for us, we already have brute force refinement. And then we are gonna get these research as well, so we can automate everything and have a power spine running through the middle of my base. Temporarily, of course. I have polluted oxygen in here, huh? Oh yeah, I should take care of that. Oh. You know what? I have an idea. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a small pool over here for polluted water. That pool will then suck out that polluted water and send it to the skimmer to be used by the... send it to the water sieve to be recycled into fresh water to then be used by the skimmer. Let's do that. Alright, it would appear that we have some skill points to distribute. Abe now is able to do, finally, some critter ranching. We still don't have the infrastructure for that, but still we are going to unlock it so that we can start naming some critters and creating some meat out of them. That's something that we need to work on as fast as possible, but for now it is out of our reach. For Gosman, however, we will want... This gives +2 science, and this gives nothing. So, +2 science it is. Field research, you have been upgraded an ape. Oh, I also gave him the hat. Alright, it is time for Lyra to be upgraded as well. And that's nice because there is a piece of abyssalite in the way of our build, and I would like to get rid of it if at all possible. Okay guys, so with that research done, let's start working towards the food stuff. I want this to done ASAP so we can have some ranching. Then there is plenty of hatches waiting to be picked up and tamed. Also, I've been working here, as we can see. Now, for the water tank, this time I'm going to go for a small water tank, because usually the water tank takes a lot of space in your base. And if you have a large outside storage, you don't need that big of a tank, especially just to store the early water that we have around here. Now, speaking of early stuff, we get another blueprint, and it is another garbage blueprint. I don't like any of the dupes in here, so I'm going to take the seeds. Can't wait for some decent dupes to arrive. I'm also already taking care of the rock crusher. I'm pretty sure the research is now done, so yeah, we can start replacing these with the power spine, for example. Now, for now, it is perfectly fine to do this, because as we can see, the potential power is just 300 watts. It's never going to be enough power that is going to blow this up. But yeah, it would be a nice idea to start putting some of this stuff around, so that we don't have to do a lot of reworking of the electrical systems later on. Now, the way I'm going to distribute power and most of the stuff throughout my base is quite simple. Once everything is done, I'm going to create like a column to the sides, something like this, right? This is going to be the edge right here, and then we are going to leave two spaces, two tiles, like this. And in these two tiles, I'm going to put well, pipes and wires and whatnot, and I'm going to try and hide the pipes and the wires as best I can, so that we don't have anything showing up, especially having a, power spine through the middle of the base. These things are like minus 25, I believe. Beauty. Come on. Decor, minus 25. Yeah, we don't want that in the middle of our base, now do we? That's why, creating a separate chamber for all of that ugly thing to go through your base kinda sounds like a good idea. Okay guys, so now we can request that polluted water that was going around the place. Let's give a high priority so it gets collected fast enough. I don't want it releasing all of that polluted oxygen in my colony. And I kinda want to take care of this carbon dioxide, because it's getting a tad bit out of hand. Well, not completely out of hand, but my dupes, they have to travel a little bit for oxygen. So, let's take care of that. Oh, wait, let's slow this down. Let's go into plumbing. So, the polluted water goes into the sieve. The sieve graciously takes care of it. Sends the water into that, and then we connect this. And there we go. We have a bunch of clean water being sent into the sea. I might not even need to prime this anymore, given that I think we already gonna have more than enough water, now that I think of it. So this is completely unnecessary. Nice, just a couple of dirty water from the wash basin was more than enough for what we needed. Now let's take care of that bathroom. And automating this would also be nice. Okay, in order to automate this, let's keep things moving, shall we? In order to automate this, we are going to need a smart battery. Smart battery requires 200 kilograms of refined stuff. In here, we put 100 kilos in, we got 50 kilos out, so we need at least 4 operations. Then, I'm going to add 2 additional operations, because, the wire also requires refined metals. So, let's crank the priority in this so it gets done rather quickly, because having this constantly burning coal when it's not necessary is not exactly a good thing. Now, before we can do anything regarding the bathroom, we need to pop these pimples. We need to remove this water because it's occupying a lot of space, so I already gave the orders to start taking this water out of here. Let's mine all of this as well. And this as well, please, so that that water can go away. Here we go. First pimple popped, and then should be this one, and all of the water will be accumulated in one place, and then we can clean this up, mine all of it, and create a bathroom somewhere around here. Now, we are starting to get into overload territory. That's why I kinda want my dupes to prioritize this, so I can cut this part out of the main line and not have my wires burned down. Okay guys, so I think we have found our chef. I am split it between Jean and Lindsay because technically Lindsay is slightly better, but I think Jean is the better choice because Jean has +1 to construction, +1 to agriculture, which is nice. Having a chef that is also a farmer, not a bad idea. And the traits are similar, except that she has also interior decorator. However, Jean has +4 to cuisine and the agriculture and plus the farming, which Lindsay also has, makes him a good candidate. And you know, given that he's going to cook most of the time, starting with that seems like a good idea. So Jean, welcome to the colony. But first, you'll have to put that building skill to use, because we need more hands on deck. Okay, so the location of our temporary bathroom has been chosen. It's going to be over here. And I say temporary because eventually when every single dupe has his own bathroom, no longer do we need a public one, right? However, the water system for this one is quite simple, right? We have a fresh water and a polluted water line. Fresh water goes in, polluted water comes out. The polluted water goes into a similar system to this one, with a particular change. Right, we have the polluted water coming through here, gets into the water sieve. The sieve turns the water into fresh water, goes into this water tank, and then it's sent back to be utilized. However, this is a water positive system, which means you are going to... Oh, there goes that bit of overload. Let's just cut this out. Yeah, let's not do that. But as I was saying, this is a water positive system, which means you're going to generate more water than you put in. That's why we have this little continuation of the polluted water, right? So if there is too much clean water that the system backs up, the sieve will stop working. The polluted water will keep on going into this container, and this container will then divert it into a couple of grow plots, hydroponic farms. And then, once I have available to me, I will put a couple of reed seeds in these plots, and they will consume the polluted water and generate a couple of reed fiber for us. You don't need a lot. I found that 2 or 3 is usually enough. I'm going for 4 just to be on the safe side. Okay, so now we can enable the other coal generator, deliver some coal to it, and have a smart battery. Make sure that these things will stop once it is full. I usually like to set up the low threshold to around 10% and the high threshold around 95%. Just make sure that we never run out of power and never burn up too much fuel. Alright, so now we have a bunch of skills to distribute. Abe, although I want you to be a rancher, crop tending probably not a bad idea. I want both of these skills to be maxed out. I know I'm stressing them out, but hey, we have stuff to do, and their morale should increase soon enough, so it should be okay. Ghostman can wait, she's doing fine with the research. Jean, on the other hand, we should try and get him into grilling right away, even though he's doing building. I want to have the skill available for whenever I start doing the grilling. And Minima, you are by far the most stressed one, but guess what? You're going to be a tad bit more stressed because I need you to do more mining. Okay guys, so with most of the infrastructure built, in fact all of it built, all we need to do, just like in this one, we need to prime the system. That's not working. Okay, let's fix it. Let's fix this. Okay, so now we have a tad bit of water getting in. I just want to have enough to fill up the pipe and all of the other things. Hopefully the dupes will be able to use this. before the shift is done. Let's see, will the water arrive soon enough for these things to be available? Before we have the bell ring? I think so. Okay, I think this is okay, this is a good enough quantity, so we are gonna go over here, use the snipping tool, and just do this. The rest of the water will go into the system, and then we just deconstruct this. And well, like I said, the system should be solid enough that we'll recycle all of the polluted water that we are getting. Luckily for us, we got this system done right at the end of the day, so we got to see it in action right after we built it. Right, so let's see. Right, the polluted water comes down, goes into the sieve. A little bit will go through because the sieve is out of filtration medium. Yeah, that sometimes happen, but don't worry. As long as we have a little bit of water, it will all be good in the end. Okay, so finally we can destroy this and get rid of it once and for all. We don't never need to look at that ever again. Also, let's take the rest of the episode and try and dig ourselves as much as we can. I mean, we did a good job at digging the lower levels. Now we just need to take care of the upper ones. Okay guys, so we are closing in on the end of this episode. However, I could not go without showing you the idea that I had for the apartment complex. So every single dupe is going to have their own bathroom with a shower, a toilet and a sink. I could not fill the toilet because of that millwood, the bastard. Then we are going to leave 4 tiles to put a bed over here. Now I thought about making each dupe individually get a mess table and a fridge and something like that, but logistically speaking that would be a nightmare. So own bathroom and bathroom is as good as they are gonna get from me. Then we have another 4 tile room for the elevator, right? We would have 1 tile for the tube going up and down, and then 3 additional tiles for the tube launcher, plus you know, a little bit of space for the tube to bend the corner. You know, then we would have the main corridor with the ladders and of course a thingy that I still don't have. Now I do. A fire pole. And on the other side we would have another complex just like this one. Now I am in doubt if I'm going to give the other side another elevator, or if the residents from this side can use this elevator. However, I'm inclined in thinking about giving them their own elevator. After all, why should they share, right? Now, as we can see, this thing is going to be quite big and it's going to take most of the room that we have available for to us, but that was to be expected anyway. The rest of the base, as we stated before, is going to be, you know, mess halls or restaurant. What is that over there? Take that. Mess halls, the kitchen, and then different recreation rooms for our dupes. But yeah, that's something that it's still a tad bit far away, and it's a problem for future me to deal with. And you know what, guys, after thinking long and hard, well, not really, whoa, stop doing that. I was using the measuring tool that you get now. Let me refrain myself from building these. This is just a mock-up, but yeah, after calculating the amount of space that we are going to need, I think that 1 elevator is fine. Otherwise, it's just going to be too big, and I think I'm going to build it over here on this side. Then we are going to have our airlock somewhere around here. I will have to go and mess with slime lung infested stuff without any suits. It's going to be painful, but oh well. Hopefully they will not get sick. Fingers crossed, right? But that's a problem, once again, for future me to deal with. So yeah, I think I'm going to have my airlocks somewhere around here. Then I'm going to have the apartment starting over here, given that we have the 4 tiles and everything line up perfectly with the this thing, the supply teleporter over here. Then we are going to push the apartments down. Of course that we are going to dismantle all of these along the way as we build the apartments through here. And yeah, this side, recreation stuff. But before we go, let's just take a look at the printing pod. What do we have? Saltwater, brine, and 2 dupes. Now, if I'm going to take any of these recipes, I need to take it now, because if I save the game and leave, once I come back, the blueprints are all different. So, a choice must be made right about now. And, well, I don't think we want any of this. However, Barry over here, she is a operator and a ranching. It's not because of the ranching, it's because of the operating. Because we are going to need a mechatronic engineer right about, let me think now. Now would be nice, but we don't have any, nor do we have anyone specializing in operations. So Barry, given that it is the first tube that I get with a decent traits and interests, she is going to be recruited to become an operator. So let's print her. Hey, welcome to this colony. Then let's go into your skills, and we have plenty to give around, so we are going to need all of these 5. For now, improve tinkering. It's what we are going to get. Gasman is going to stay the same. Jean, do you want to go this way? Nah, I think I'm going to give you farming now, so you can help out in food production. Lyra, mining is nice, mining is cool. And Mima, you are going to stay like this for now. So these are all the skills that we are going to get, and one more research for future me. I already took the liberty of starting researching those things, so you know, once we have a mechatronics engineer, we can take care of that. Now I just want one more thing. Where is it? The gas detector. Oh, here it is. Gas element sensor. I want this one so I can automate my carbon dioxide scrubbing thingy. So it doesn't go all in on the carbon dioxide, because it starts sucking the carbon dioxide from the lower levels. As we can see, there is 0 carbon dioxide left. If I have a sensor over here with a buffer, this thing will not be active until we have a good pool of carbon dioxide. But like I said, that's something for future me to deal with. And well, with all of that said, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. When it comes to episode schedule, I'm thinking about 2 episodes per week on Thursdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays, the 2 T days of the week. Now, in the early episodes, I'm going to, you know, take my time in each cycle, trying to be more thoughtful about what I'm doing, and you know, making sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. But in a few episodes we are going to start speeding up the process and try to go for that cooling loop as fast as possible, because once that cooling loop is done, all my worries are completely taken care of, and we can start focusing on rocket stuff. So this is the plan for the future. So I hope that you are as excited as I am, and I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. I think I already said that. So with all of that said, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye.